This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Police have described the scene of a fatal car crash near Exeter last night as horrific. The impact between two utes killed a man in his 20s, with questions now being asked over why the collision happened. And a warning, some viewers may find the following images confronting.
A scene of chilling carnage. The result of a frightening impact between two heavy utes travelling on the West Tamar Highway just north of Exeter. Early investigations by police indicate the Toyota Land Cruiser was on the wrong side of the road when it collided with the Hilux. The driver of the Hilux was killed. The man in the Land Cruiser survived.
The scene was horrific. There was a lot of civilian bystanders who arrived on the scene and rendered aid to the critically injured males. They did an outstanding job.
The Hilux driver, a 28-year-old Riverside man, died while he was still trapped in the wreckage. The Land Cruiser driver was airlifted to the Launceston General Hospital, where he underwent surgery for non-life-threatening injuries.
What caused that Land Cruiser to cross onto the wrong side of the road will be the subject of further investigation.
Of particular concern, this is considered by police to be one of Tasmania's safer stretches of road.
It's not a particularly dangerous spot. Crashes here aren't frequent. The road is in good condition and it's well marked.
The highway remained closed for several hours while the wreckage was cleared. Road trauma support services are available to those who witnessed the crash. Today, a tribute to the deceased was left by the side of the road, and a report is being prepared for the coroner. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
The damage bill from Thursday night's catastrophic storm is climbing into the tens of millions of dollars. Hobart City Council is now calling for the event to be declared a national disaster to prompt assistance from Canberra.
A step forward in the recovery for the community of Molesworth. A vital bridge connecting a dozen properties to the wider population today restored, 4 days after floodwater tore through the region.
You're sort of stuck here, you can't go anywhere, you've lost that privilege, we've only got power. We wasn't even able to have showers for at least 4 days, so it's good to just be able to have a shower and cook a meal.
The damage bill following Thursday night's catastrophic storm is climbing as insurance claims flow thick and fast.
We've had over 500 claims lodged. We expect to get many more over the coming days. At this stage, we expect that the total claim amount for us will be in excess of $2 million.
I did say over the weekend that the cost could be up to around about $5 million. Unfortunately, that now goes into the multi-million dollars. We are talking tens of millions of dollars worth of damage.
Rapid assessment crews continue to scour the damage from the sky. Southern Council's now demanding the event be declared a national disaster.
We are seeking support, particularly funding from the federal government's National Disaster and Relief Recovery Program.
They've declared it a catastrophic storm on Friday. What else has to trigger this funding to actually assist us as a council, but also the people that live in this wonderful valley of ours?
The state government is yet to push Canberra for assistance.
Emergency response arrangements are triggered when a certain amount of cost is made to public infrastructure. So it's still a bit too early to be making any calls on that.
Hobart CBD is yet to be fully assessed, the Derwent Valley tallying the cost of 5 bridges lost.
Words aren't going to fix roads, words aren't going to fix bridges. It's going to be dollars, and we need those dollars on the ground now.
It's a lifeline now restored for 12 properties here in Molesworth, but the community wants answers on when they'll see a new bridge to withstand similar weather events. Today, just one step in a long road to recovery. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Staff at a Launceston veterinary clinic have been left outraged after 5 puppies were found dumped in a rubbish bin at Carrick. 3 didn't survive last night's cold conditions. The RSPCA labelling the act as unforgivable as it shifts its focus to finding the pup's mother.
Barely a day old and clinging to life. These 2 pups among 5 heartlessly left to die in a rubbish bin in Carrick last night.
They're in a very fragile state at the moment. They obviously came in a very poor condition, very low body temperature.
Sadly, their siblings were not so lucky.
3 were already dead, they were frozen solid, and the other 2 were barely alive.
Staff at the Animal Medical Centre left outraged by the incident.
Anywhere you can sit animals where there is people, someone will take care of them, but to just put them on the side of the road where there's no one, and they knew that, then no one would find them, it makes me angry that someone could be so incredibly cruel.
With the pups in good hands, the RSPCA says it's now focused on finding the mother, who could develop mastitis if she isn't reunited with her little ones.
Hopefully someone will come forward and have some information about who may have a large female dog that's heavily lactating. We don't recommend taking pups off a female dog for at least 3 months.
Anyone with information is urged to contact the RSPCA Cruelty Hotline. Judy Augustine, Southern Cross News.
Prospective home buyers in Hobart will need to work fast when searching for a house, with the city now home to 5 of the nation's top 10 fastest selling suburbs. The industry expressing concern as to whether property development is keeping pace with this demand.
This property in the beach suburb of Taroona sold within 1 week, a common story in this growing real estate hotspot. New data from realestate.com highlights 5 Tasmanian suburbs among the quickest selling in the country.
Properties are being sold in very short amounts of time. We're getting blown away by how many people are coming through open homes, and it's all really exciting.
In the last 12 months, Hobart's property market has boomed due to an influx of buyers and a shortage of available property.
So anything that comes onto the market is normally we're selling very quickly because there are a lot of people waiting to buy, and we just don't have the property there.
The gap between the amount of buyers and available property continues to widen, and Hobart is not alone.
The shortage of property is causing a lot of grief, but again, if you speak to people in Melbourne and in Sydney, they're going through exactly the same situations as well, where there is a dire shortage of rental property and houses for sale.
The continuing drop in building approvals also affecting the property shortage, slowing down building processes.
Well, mate, it would probably stagger you the number of dwellings that are currently sitting on the planning process line, but it's not happening. So builders can't start building the houses which are desperately needed to help part of the problem with the shortage of housing. It's simple.
Not enough homes for a market in high demand. Ruby Kamain, Southern Cross News.
Plans to redevelop the children's ward at the Launceston General Hospital are a step closer, with Tasmanian company Fairbrother awarded the $10 million construction contract. A specialist mental health unit will be included as part of the redevelopment.
Fantastic. It will also create jobs here in northern Tasmania and enable the greater uptake of apprentices.
Construction is expected to begin later this month, with Ward 4K due to open mid-next year. A new tourist vessel has passed sea trials and is heading into service on Tasmania's west coast. The RACT's Spirit of the Wild will cruise the Gordon River in a new standard of luxury and one-of-a-kind technology. But its launch today got off to a rough start.
The Tasmanian Governor helping to smash the bottle in a seafaring tradition that didn't quite go to plan.
3 breaks of the champagne bottle, that's a bad omen, isn't it?
Oh, look, third time lucky is what they say, or what they're trying to get away with, I think.
Officially naming the RACT's new boat Spirit of the Wild. At 33 metres, it will carry almost 200 passengers on cruises on the Gordon River.
It is a really important day for RACT and I think for West Coast tourism to be adding a whole new experience.
As well as having the traditional diesel motors, the vessel can also switch to electric mode, allowing it to be propelled through the water almost silently.
It's hitting or achieving all the benchmarks that we'd set for it as a vessel in terms of the quiet operation, in terms of the speeds that it will travel with this whole new configuration of engines.
Built by Richardson Devine Marine in less than a year, the vessel passing its sea trials and achieving survey today.
It was something that we were a little bit nervous about because it was an unusual system and there's a lot involved, and the boat performed very well.
The Spirit of the Wild is expected to enter service next month. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Now look at the day's business and finance news thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The Australian share market has closed higher with gains in the resource and healthcare sectors overshadowing a hefty fall in Telstra shares to an almost 7-year low. The ASX 200 index has risen by 19.1 points. A short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 75.44 US cents and 108.55 New Zealand cents.
A battle of the TSL Titans is nearly upon us. The top two teams, North Launceston and Launceston, will lock horns at Windsor Park. But Bombers captain coach Taylor Whitford says his side still needs to lift to another level. A 94-point obliteration of Lauderdale in the grand final rematch, still not enough to please the Northern Bombers skipper.
We won by 100 points, but we didn't play how we wanted to play for the whole game, so it wasn't an easy win.
Taylor Whitford booted 3 majors in the all-out assault at UTAS Stadium, which kept Lauderdale scoreless until partway through the second quarter.
Did we expect to start that well? Probably not. Our starts with this group haven't been great over the last 3 or 4 years.
A big test awaits this week in a mouth-watering clash against its cross-town rival. North Launceston had the Blues measure in round 1, but Sam Lonergan's men are on a 5-game winning streak and are very much starting to gel.
A lot of people look at the one-on-one matchups. I don't think it's about that. I think it's about our team and whether we play well as a group.
Another big rivalry will take place when Clarence lines up against Lauderdale. First-year player Fletcher Seymour will make his Eastern Shore Derby debut, in form after booting 2 goals against the Tigers on Saturday.
Now that I'm starting to acclimatise to how we play and how other teams sort of approach it, I'm starting to play some okay footy.
Seymour was picked up from Old Scholars Club OHA.
Just because the challenge, I guess, to play at that highest level in the state.
And the votes are in for the Player of the Year in the TSL after round 7, with Ryan Bailey again earning the 3 votes after Clarence's demolition of the Tigers. Riley Kelly-Mansell has been named best on ground for the Blues after their 1-point win over Glenorchy, while Taylor Whitford's 3-goal performance against Lauderdale sees him take full points. To the leaderboard, and Glenorchy's Daniel Joseph remains 1 vote ahead of Ryan Bailey, Tom Bennett and Taylor Whitford. Tassie cricketer James Faulkner will play for his home state in the upcoming Big Bash season. Faulkner signing up to the Hobart Hurricanes on a 3-year deal. The all-rounder will replace Dan Christian, who is going to the Melbourne Renegades. The deal means Faulkner will play both Big Bash and Sheffield Shield cricket for his home state. We'll have more details on the move in tomorrow night's bulletin. Despite kicking the game-sealing goal for Launceston City on the weekend, it turns out Noah Mees' brilliant run from the corner wasn't exactly what his coach had in mind.
I would have liked him to stay at the corner, especially when there was a minute to go. But he's an enigma. You just don't know what you're going to get from Noah.
It was the teenager's 2nd goal in City's 3-1 win over Hobart Zebras. Canadian goalkeeper Nico Giantsopoulou can also take credit for the result after making this impressive save.
Just trying to keep it out. Luckily it went over the crossbar and then it was just a corner, so we had time to regroup. So yeah, I was happy when it went over.
The win puts City on top of the NPL ladder. Hobart's Formula Renault sensation Alex Peroni has made it back-to-back wins in the Northern European Cup. After starting from pole, the 18-year-old led for the entire race on another wet and wild day in France. Peroni crossing the line just ahead of teammate Christian Lundgaard.
Out of the final corner, onto the start-finish straight. The 2 teammates finish, photo finish for MP Motorsport. It is a win for Alex Peroni in the 2nd race here at Pau.
Peroni now shifts his focus to the Premier Euro Cup competition, which resumes next weekend at Silverstone.
Good evening. Hope you had a good weekend recovering from the rain and storms. A bit calmer today. Hobart 17 degrees, Launceston and Burnie 16, a top of 15 in Devonport. Temperatures range from -4 at the usual suspect to our high of 18 at Campania and St Helens. Friendly Beaches 17, Flinders Island, Grove and Lyawini 16 degrees. King Island, Smithton, Lowhead, Ouse and Strawn all 15 today. We did have some cloud today, mostly through the west and Bass Strait. Some cloud evident as well through the Midlands, which did cop a bit of fog this morning too. On the bigger picture, coastal South Australia, Victoria and New South Wales also had the onshore cloud. An organised band of cloud stretches eastwards from the Bight and a little low cloud over WA. Tomorrow a cold front crosses the state and Victoria. A high sits over the Bight and looks after most of the mainland. The winds tending south-southwesterly at 15 to 25 knots over the west and north, increasing to 30 knots over the east and south, swells to 4 metres in southern waters. Strong wind warning, that's from Flinders Island to Low Rocky Point and also from Sandy Cape to Stanley. Hobart, a showery day, becoming windy, 13 the top, 13 for Adventure Bay, showers for Tarraleah and 9 degrees the maximum. Launceston, a possible early shower but mostly fine and cloudy, 15 the top, 15 for Devonport and a possible morning shower as well for Bridport. Burnie tomorrow, an early shower, 15 the maximum, just 12 for Strawn, a showery day, showers easing from Marrawar and 13 degrees. And for St Helens, a shower or two, sunny in the afternoon, 15 the top, 15 also for Whitemark, Swansea 14 degrees with the chance of showers early. There's Wednesday's forecast, fine apart from showers over the west and far south, light winds and an inland frost. Showers on Thursday, mainly over the west and south, the chance of an afternoon shower elsewhere, and mainly fine and partly cloudy on Friday apart from the west and far south. Sunny and as warm as 27 in Perth tomorrow. A few showers for Adelaide and Melbourne, fine and mostly sunny for remaining centres. Nice and 25 in Brisbane, Darwin 32. Little cloudy around the state at the moment and 10 degrees in Hobart, Launceston 11 and partly cloudy as well in Devonport and 10 degrees. And that's it from me, Rach. Good to see you here. You told me to buckle up. You're here all week.
I am. Get ready for it. Thank you for that, Murph. Well, that's all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.